how many videos I made? 100? And still after so many videos, I see most of pump foilers doing this same mistake. It seems like they cannot get this simple, subtle, fundamental thing right. So let me open my laptop right here and then let me try to fix that for you. Now, first of all, let me set your expectations straight. Don't expect that you're gonna watch this video, then you're gonna go out there and you're gonna be able to do this perfectly. That's not how it works, right? You know that. First of all, you need to learn one thing at a time. If you're at the beginning, don't expect to pump in the first week, in the first 2 weeks, in the first month, probably, in the first 3 months, probably, right? That's not how it works, unfortunately. But listen, you need to learn one thing at a time. The best piece of advice that I can still give you today is that you have to learn one thing at a time. First, you need to be able to get on the board with your feet in the right placement. Then you need to be able to glide for as much as possible until the board is in the water. Then you need to be able to hop high to generate height, right? Then you need to be able to hop high and shift your weight in front at the same time to be able to not only generate height, but also keep the speed. And then after that, only after that, you can actually understand how to generate more speed and pump for longer than 30 seconds. Now, why we need to hop high forward and not just high, right? And why we should not press with our front foot, right? Because that seems what you should try to do, right? But that's not how it works. First of all, why we need to hop high forward? Just think about it, right? If there's an airplane, right? And you suddenly remove all the weight of the aircraft, what's gonna happen? The aircraft is gonna do like this. And it's the same principle on the foil. If we remove the weight of the foil, then the foil is gonna do like this. I'm pretty sure you notice it. If you take the board and you push it, the board is gonna pitch up after 1 second or so. So the reason why we're hopping forward is because yes, we need to relieve our weight off the board, but we also need to control the pitch. That's why we are shifting the weight in front so that the board is rising like this and not like this. That's how you are able to get to stay efficient. But let's start from the feet placement, right? So I'm not gonna waste too much time on where exactly to position your feet because that depends on the foil and on the board. But if you have a look here, you will see that my feet are shoulder width apart. And then you will also notice that they are not exactly in the middle of the board, right? They are slightly offset. The toes of my back foot are closer to the edge and the heel of my front foot is closer to the edge. This is especially in wavy conditions to have more control. Let me just spend 2 words on the foil because for this video I choose to use the Ketos Karve 1450. It's quite a small foil, it doesn't seem like because the 360 camera kind of like doesn't do things right. But I decided to use this foil because with smaller foils and less aspect ratio foils, like lower aspect ratio foils, you have to be a bit more physical. You need to be more extreme with the movements. So this can actually show better what you have to do, right? Now, starting from the low point, my knees are bent because they are ready to hop. And when I'm hopping, I have a little delay between my legs. It's kind of like a ollie. If you are a skater, if you are a snowboarder, you know the movement, you know the ollie movement. And it's the same thing. Because you wanna relieve your weight to let the board rise, but at the same time, you wanna shift your weight in front. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall backwards, right? That's why I'm lifting my back heel, as you can see. Because, not because it's fancy, because it's cool, just because I need to project myself forward. If you have a look at where my center of balance is at this time, is over my front foot. Look at my shoulders, look at my hips, all my weight is here. And it stays there until the board is flat. I'm not pressing with my front leg. I'm not pressing when the board is still pointing up. That's the most common mistake that is preventing you from being efficient. That is preventing you from pumping for more than 1 minute. Because yes, you can get to the minutes even if you're not efficient, but then you're gonna struggle so much at keeping the speed and getting height that you're gonna burn out. But if you get this thing right, then you're gonna unlock efficiency. So only when the board is up, I can actually bend my knees, but I'm not really bending my knees, I'm just loose. So really all you have to do after you hop and shift your weight in front is to be loose, relaxed, sloppy with your legs, so that the board can actually rise. Because again, the board has speed, the foil has speed, and like an airplane, it wants to rise, especially if you remove weight off it, right? Once the board is up, and you need to focus on just hopping, because if you focus on pressing, then you're not gonna get it. You need to just think that you have to hop as high as possible. And then automatically, if you do things right with your shift, with your weight shift, you're gonna shift your weight in front, and it's gonna be almost natural to pitch the board down. And then look here, I'm not pressing with my legs, I'm not really pressing with my front foot more than with my back foot. I'm just bending my knees so that I can charge the following pump. That's all you have to do. You don't have to press, you don't have to I have to generate speed, I need to press. No, you literally just have to charge and just focus on the next hop. That's all what pump foiling is about. Pump foiling is not about pressing on the board, it's not about jumping on the board, it's not about squatting, it's about hopping and then charging the next hop. Hopping high, shifting your weight in front, and then charging, preparing for the following pump. As simple as that. But if you didn't receive enough dopamine with this video, I've got another one for you. Let me take it. Is this one. All right. This is another perspective, and we can maybe see a bit better what I'm doing with my upper body, right? So you need to contract your abs, because if you don't do so, you're gonna only use your legs, and you're gonna pump blood there, and that's not gonna work. Now, my arm movement and my arm swing is not perfect, of course, because I'm holding the 360 camera, but ideally, all you wanna do with your arms is just help yourself relieve your weight off the board. Look at this board. Look at this board. It's breaking the physics. First of all, how cool it is that water is splashing through the holes. But then look at this. It was submerged and still able to recover. And this is another good point, because as you can see, in tough situations, when we made a mistake, for example, we don't need to press. I know that it's counterintuitive, but we don't have to press harder. We just have to hop higher. And we need to be more explosive. And we need to remove our weight off the board for a longer period of time. That's why you will see people, and myself included in this case, smashing harder on the back foot in difficult situations when we need to gain height and speed again quickly. Because we want to hop for a longer period of time. Of course, it's not going to be like 5 seconds. Of course, we cannot fly. But if you can really detach yourself off the board for a long period of time, you give more time to the board to rise. And that's essentially what you want, right? And then, of course, we need to shift our weight in front. Otherwise, again, it ain't gonna work. I hope you got the sarcastic point of the beginning of this video. I know that, unfortunately for us, pump foiling is not something that can be learned within 2 weeks after watching 4 YouTube videos. It's not e-foiling, right? And I'm sure that you found value in the video, but I'm also sure that this video is not gonna solve all your problems. Maybe you feel like you had the haha moment, but I can tell you from experience that the real, true haha moments can only be experienced on foil. And I've been giving some lessons in the last period, but I understood another thing, which is that an hour lesson useful, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 week useful. But it's not gonna take you from 0 or wherever you are to advanced or intermediate or wherever you wanna go. Just like, think about it, right? If you want to become an entrepreneur, you cannot think that an hour call with Bill Gates is gonna make you build a successful business. That's not how it works, unfortunately. You need a bigger time span, perhaps a longer mentorship. That's why from December 2024, As absurd as it might sound, I can do it because I work remotely. I'm gonna be offering a new program. It's not a package of 5 lessons, nothing like that. It's a 4 weeks full immersion with multiple sessions a week and other things and tools inside to make sure that I'm gonna be getting you from 0 or wherever you are right now until intermediate or advanced within 4 weeks. As you can imagine, it's not gonna cost a couple $100, and as you can imagine, is subject to availability. But if you're really invested in your journey, you can simply click the first link in the description, and you're gonna be redirected to a page where you can see the details of the program. Thank you very much. Don't worry if that's not something for you. You can still watch the videos. They are still there and they're still free. Okay, thank you.